Okay, so this is worksheet 8-6B applications, basically the word problems from Monday. And we're looking at number 4. Tim paddled his kayak 12 kilometers upstream against a 3 kilometer per hour current and back again in 5 hours and 20 minutes. In that time, how far could he have paddled in still water? Okay, so that 5 hours, 20 minutes, that's the total time, there and back. We've seen this before. We don't like 20 minutes. I mean, that's how we talk, but that's not how we math, I guess. So 20 minutes is a third of an hour. So if you call that 5 1/3, and that's fine. If you want to change it to 16 thirds, that might make life easier as well. So either of those are okay. Okay, definitely a distance equals rate times time problem. So we got upstream and downstream. 12 kilometers upstream, or downstream. Well, whichever, it doesn't matter. It's 12 kilometers both ways. So 12 and 12 for the upstream trip and the downstream trip. We don't know his rate. Like, that's basically what we're looking for. It's not the final answer, but that's what we need to find. So upstream, he's going against a 3 kilometer per hour current, so that's slowing him down, so R minus 3. Downstream is R plus 3. Now, the good news is, if you got those backwards, it wouldn't matter, because you're adding the pieces together, so it would be fine. We don't know the time upstream or the time downstream, but we do know the total time. So the upstream time plus the downstream time is that 16 thirds. Okay, well, this isn't too bad because I can solve for the upstream time. 12 over R minus 3. I can solve for the downstream time. 12 over R plus 3. So 12 over R minus 3 plus 12 over R plus 3 equals 16 thirds. And now it's a problem just like Friday's problems, where we want to multiply through by something to clear out all the denominators. Probably a 3 and an R plus 3 and an R minus 3. That would be the only way to cancel everything. You will have a calculator on this test, so at any point you need it, it's fine, except it's really not going to help here because we're dealing with R's. So those first one, the R minus 3's cancel. And remember, I don't want to mark them out because then I might mess up the rest of the problem. So cover them up. The R minus 3's cancel. That leaves 12 times 3 times R plus 3. On the second term, the R plus 3's cancel. That leaves 12 and 3 and R minus 3. And then on the other side, only the 3's cancel. R plus 3, R minus 3. I'm going to go ahead and do that to save myself a little bit of time here. R squared minus 9. Okay, so it's a quadratic, meaning there's an x squared, meaning we'll set it equal to 0 and hope it factors. If it doesn't factor, we'll use the quadratic formula. Kind of annoying, but no big deal. Alright, so that's 36R plus, we've seen this happen before, so if you're paying attention, you might catch it again. I'm going to have a plus 36 times 3 and a minus 36 times 3. So if you catch that and just want to leave it off, that's fine. Most of you, you're going to be typing things into the calculator. You can get 108. And then realize that, oh yeah, the 108's canceled. That's 16R squared minus 144. All over the place here. So 16R squared minus 72R minus 144. It'd be great if 16 went into everything, but I don't think 16 goes into 72, so 16 won't work. 2 would work, but I think 8 would work. So let's just jump to the one that I guess 144 divided by 8, the only one I'm worried about. That works. So 2r squared minus 9r minus 18. And when I divide by 8, I can just throw it away, because if I factor it out, it doesn't really do anything. Since it's equal to 0, I can just toss the 8 aside. Let's see. Factors of 18. 118, 29, 36. And factors of 2 would just be 1 and 2. I'm going to get 9 out of this thing. 2 times 6 is 12, so 2r across from the 6. R and 3. And I want the 12 to be negative and the 3 to be positive. So r equals negative 3 halves, and r equals 6. But what did r represent in this problem? The rate of what? Speed. Yeah, the guy's speed in still water, like how fast he's going normally. Well, I don't think he's going backwards 1.5. That doesn't really make sense. So I think I can throw that one out and say that his speed is 6 kilometers per hour. I just need to be careful because that's not what the question asked. How far could he have traveled in still water? So 6 kilometers per hour is his speed. He traveled for 16 hours. So 6 times 16 thirds would be 32 kilometers. Some people don't like that because how far did he travel in his 5 1/3 hours? 24. And part of that was with the current, part of that was against the current. So like on some level it feels like, well, wouldn't that have just like sort of canceled each other out and he'd have gone 24? But the answer is no, because when he's fighting the current, it takes him a long time to cover that 12 kilometers. And when he's with the current, it doesn't take him very long to go that 12 kilometers. So if he could just have still water, he'd go a lot farther than fighting and going with the current. Let's look at, I think we'll set up 6 and then we'll do 7. 2 positive numbers that differ by 8. So x minus y equals 8. And whose reciprocals differ by 1/6. So reciprocals would be 1 over x and 1 over y. But I need to be careful here. If x minus y is 8, who am I suggesting is bigger, x or y? X. Like, yeah, x has got to be bigger than y. So I need to be careful over here. If x is bigger than y, then which one of these is bigger, 1 over x or 1 over y? 1 over y is bigger. So I need to maybe reverse the order here. 1 over y minus 1 over x equals 1/6. So that one's kind of tricky. Once you make it that far, I think you could use substitution. X equals 8 plus y. Plug that in for x, and then you've got a problem just like Friday. Let's try number 7. Because the reciprocal of half a number. Okay, well let's go one step at a time here. Half a number would be x over 2. Work from the inside out here. Half a number is x over 2. So what's the reciprocal of that number? 2 over x. is increased by, so what's that mean? Plus half the reciprocal. Okay, well the reciprocal is 1 over x. Half the reciprocal would be 1/2 times 1 over x, so that'd be 1 over 2x. And then is 1/2 equals 1/2. And then now it's actually really easy, because what should I multiply through by to make that stuff go away? 2x. So 4 plus 1 equals x. If only they were all that easy.